Hello and welcome to Tech Reviews in English and what is not actually a TLDR review. Now, while I usually just post short TLDR videos about whatever I've reviewed on this channel, I'm going on vacation for a couple of weeks and I plan to disconnect. So I put together a video for the Spanish channel to answer a question that's been raised quite a lot lately, which is basically what are my top IEMs, top 5, top 4, top 6, depends on who's asking, but it's a question that's appeared quite a lot in the comments lately. So I thought I would share this video here as well, as I won't be posting a TLDR review this week, well, mainly because I won't be posting a review at all this week, short or long. Just to be clear, this is not a 6 best IEMs or the best IEMs I've tried or anything like that. It's just the 6 IEMs out of the ones that I have that I use the most for pleasure when I'm not reviewing anything. What you can see here is a watch case that I actually keep on my desk where I store the 6 sets that I grab the most. All the other IEMs that I have are stored in like plastic bins that I can access when I need to, but these are, let's say, the quick grab ones, the ones that I prefer to grab whenever I'm going anywhere or just want to listen to music or whatever. I actually did a video about this and a written article as well on Natural Reviews about the same box in January 2023. And there's actually a set in here that's still keeping its place 18 months later, but the rest have changed since then. And that's not because the ones that were there before are no longer any good, nor that I no longer like them, just that these are the 6 sets that get the most listening time lately. So anyway, enough rambling, let's start, and let's start from left to right, as good an order as any. And here on the left, I have the HiFiman Svanna. I also have an unbalanced cable that I use when I'm listening to them on an unbalanced system. The HiFiman Svanna. Now, these IEMs are a set of IEMs that have been in this case now for over a year. Probably the ones that have been here the longest, or definitely the ones that have been here the longest, except for the next one I was going to say. But these are the ones that have been here the longest, let's say, out of the ones that weren't there when I did the last video, like 18 months ago. Ever since I first got to hear them, I really enjoyed the presentation that these IEMs have. I find them to be nicely detailed without being overly analytical, all the way from the sub-bass range all the way up to the higher ranges, while having a warmth that I find very pleasing, especially for the acoustic music sessions. That I'm a great fan of acoustic music, and I find these work really well for that. They are fairly sensitive to sources and very sensitive to tips, probably more than most sets, at least the sets that I've tried. But when they find that synergy, they're just, in my opinion, a glorious set of IEMs, and they are actually probably my favorite set of IEMs out of all the ones I have, actually. Anyway, let's put these over here in a total mess. Next up, we have the Sennheiser IE600. Now, these are the set that have actually been in this case. They were in this case the last time I did the video. These are the only ones that are still there. And these were the set of IEMs that I most liked in 2022. In 2022, I actually did a ranking video. The first and last time I ever done an actual full ranking video. I don't plan on doing another one anytime soon. But yeah, when I did that ranking at the end of 2022, these were in the top spot. These were the best thing that I tried, the best IEMs I tried all year. I love the timbre of these, the bass performance, and although I did find them a little bass heavy for my preferences at first, I used to drop the bass with EQ. After rolling through plenty of tips and finally getting these, which are custom tips, which were made for me high in Munich last year, and probably plenty of brain burning time, I've actually gotten used to using them sort of like in raw mode without EQ. And also the fact that these are one of the most, if not the most comfortable set of IEMs that I own, probably goes a long way as well to keeping their spot secured in this case, and I can't see them going anywhere anytime soon. I really enjoy these. Next up, the Alician Labs Pilgrim. Now, these IEMs are a recent addition. In fact, I think they are the most recent out of the box. I reviewed them. They're a tangled mess as well. I actually took these out to do the Spanish video. So it's like before doing this one, and obviously didn't put them back properly. But anyway, the Alician Labs Pilgrim. As I said, these are recent addition. I reviewed these about 2 months ago, but they've been getting plenty of listening time since then. I did review both the Pilgrim and the Pilgrim Noir at the same time, one after the other, and I came away from that actually preferring the Pilgrim. My review was based on using the tips that are included with them, as I always try to use what's included in the box when I do reviews, unless there's a reason for not doing that particularly, like, I don't know, I can't get a seal or something. But since then I've been playing around with other tips and I settled on the actual velvet. And with those tips, these IEMs are a very smooth, natural and well-balanced set of IEMs. They might not be my favorite IEMs, but I sure like them enough to give them plenty of listening time lately, which is why they're in the box. And they actually pushed the Let's Shure Cadenza 4 out of the spot that it had here in the box, and it was there for a few months. And I really like the Cadenza 4, but these just edged down. I've been using these much more lately, so these got their spot in the box. Next up, we have the DUNE Falcon Ultra. These are a spectacular set of IEMs that I would probably use a lot more and carry them about with me a lot more if it wasn't for the fact that they just scratch by looking at them. I mean, these are the only set that are actually in this little bag because they really do scratch that easily. That makes them basically relegated to home listening or office listening, but they are still a great set that I really enjoy, and I really like to sit down and listen to these IEMs. They would have actually replaced the QES Kinet, which I'll get to next. They would have knocked the QES Kinet out of this box if it wasn't for that issue that I just mentioned, that they scratch so easily, so I only really use them at home or in the office. I do think that these are a superior set to the Kinet, at least in my personal taste, and they're only using a single dynamic driver, whereas the Kinet, as we know, is using a combination of drivers. People may have noticed I actually have a preference, a tendency towards dynamic drivers. But anyway, the DUNE Falcon Ultra is a set of IEMs that I really, really enjoy as well. And speaking of the QES Kinet, these have a spot in the case, but they really don't live in the case that much, because these are the set of IEMs that I usually have like in my bag or in my backpack or whatever. It's the case that I always have. I mean, when I travel, these are usually the things that I actually throw in there. They've had a lot of use. I mean, these were, I did a Natural Awards video. Some of you might have seen it, some might not. If you haven't seen it, you want to see it, it's here on the channel. But I did Natural Awards 2023, and I said these were the best under 500 euros. And although I do think they've been surpassed by other models, such as the DUNE Falcon Ultra, these are still a set that I really enjoy using. They might not be my first pick for like a sit down and listen to music session, but they do work really, really well for being out and about. They've got good performance, they've got good detail. Another thing, they don't actually draw attention to themselves. They're very nondescript, which is a positive for me, because when I'm traveling, a lot of the time I end up in places which are really not that nice, and you don't want to be wandering around drawing attention to what you're wearing. So the Kinet are a set that really do get a lot of time. And last but not least, this is a bit of a strange one. The DUNE Alpha 3. And now I say this is a bit of a strange one because obviously they're not IEMs, they're earbuds. And also for the fact that I didn't even praise them that highly when I reviewed them. But as I may have mentioned recently in my reviews, if you check out the full reviews of stuff, I don't know if any of the TLDR videos, probably. I mean, I usually mention it a lot. But it's pretty damn hot here. I live in southeast Spain, and the temperature's over like 40 degrees every day during summer. And added to that, the person who designed my office thought it would be great to have a huge glass wall. Basically a window that is the whole wall. Not thinking that the sunlight that hits that window from like sunrise until 3 p.m. might make it a little warm in the office. In fact, if I don't have the aircon on, the office hits over 50 degrees. And even with the AC on, it's still in the mid to high 30s due to the fact that the aircon just can't counteract that huge pane of glass quickly enough, which the glass actually burns if you touch it. And that means that I actually avoid over-ear headphones during the summer months. They're just too uncomfortable. I usually stick with IEMs, but I also don't always like being totally isolated. So a couple of months ago, I opened my drawer at work and I came across a set of Vido earbuds that have been there forever. I mean, I don't know how long they've been there, years. And for some reason, I just tried them and I found out that I actually enjoyed wearing them. And then I remembered I had the Alpha 3 and I got out the Alpha 3. And since then, I've actually been opting for the Alpha 3 a lot of the time. I enjoy the openness and the more like, let's say, speaker-like presentation. Yes, they are missing some bass. Yes, they're also rolled off in the highs. But they are getting a lot more ear time lately than I would have guessed. So maybe I should start looking at picking up some of their earbuds, like if I didn't have enough stuff already. But anyway, these are the 6 sets of IEMs, or well, 6 sets, 5 sets of IEMs and 1 set of earbuds that I use the most lately. These are, I mean, the top 6 in use. Again, this is not that they are the best, it's about those that I use the most lately. And these are those. I can't say how long any of these are actually going to hold their place in the box, because not only do things come and go, I also sometimes just feel like a change, so I guess only time will tell. Sometimes things last for, I mean, these have been here for a long time. I say the Cadenza 4, which I really like, was in there, but then it was only there for a few months because the Pilgrim replaced it. Maybe at some point I'll go back to the Cadenza, it depends on tastes. The only other set I haven't mentioned here are the Sony LinkBuds S, which are a set of TWS that are pretty mediocre as far as great as sound is concerned, but they are great for convenience. Those don't have a space in this box because they never leave my sling bag. I have a little sling bag that I always take with me everywhere. So while they're not actually in this box or on this list, they do get plenty of use, especially on trains and planes, etc., because they've got active noise cancelling and all that kind of thing. But anyway, enough rambling. That's it for this video. I'm setting this video to publish automatically, meaning that when this video actually publishes, I will be off the grid and relaxing and hopefully disconnected from the world for a couple of weeks, disconnected from the internet and all that kind of thing. Now I just need to decide what I'm actually taking with me on vacation to listen to music. But anyway, yeah, that's it for today. Hopefully the week after you see this, so I mean, it's a few weeks away from me because I'm recording this obviously before I go on vacation, but hopefully the week after you see this, we'll be back to the normal short TLDR recap videos of whatever I'm reviewing. But for now, there we go. Top 6 IEMs that I most use as of August 2024. That's all for today, and I'll be back soon. See you later.